The world that feels full is empty. The world that looks empty is full. When I say the world that feels full is empty, the world that looks empty is full, I am pointing to two completely different dimensions of living. Not two philosophies, two actual ways a human being can exist. The world that feels full. This is the world most people live in. It feels full because there is so much happening inside the mind: thoughts, memories, desires, fantasies, regrets, comparisons, stories. A man sees a beautiful woman. Immediately, the mind begins its theater. You should marry someone like that. You missed your chance with that girl. Remember that movie where she proposes? Your life could have been like that. Now look carefully. Inside his mind, there is a crowd. Images, emotions, hope, fear. It feels alive, dramatic, important, but none of it is real. It is all psychological smoke. The mind is manufacturing a world that does not exist. That is why I say the world that feels full is empty. It is full of activity but empty of truth. The world that looks empty. Now imagine something simple. You are standing on a court playing badminton. The shuttle moves, your feet move, your breath rises and falls. Nothing dramatic is happening. No romance, no emotional story, no fantasy. From the perspective of the mind, this world looks boring, almost empty, just a man playing a sport. But look more closely. There is wind, movement, gravity, sound, breath, presence. Everything happening there is real. Nothing imagined, nothing borrowed from memory, just life unfolding as it is. That is why I say the world that looks empty is full, because it contains reality. Why humans prefer the empty world? The mind is addicted to stimulation. Reality is quiet. Reality does not entertain you. Reality does not flatter you. Reality does not give you dramatic emotional highs. The mind wants intoxication. So it creates the illusion of fullness, romantic fantasies, future dreams, emotional attachments, stories about what could have been, and the person lives there, inside the theater of his own imagination. What happened to you? You were in the full world, playing badminton, present, alive. Then the mind pulled you into the empty world. Two girls walked by. The mind began its storytelling, and suddenly you felt something missing. But nothing was missing, only story had appeared, and you believed it. The great realization. The moment a human being truly sees this, something shifts. He begins to understand that the mind's world is noisy but hollow. Reality is quiet but overflowing, and slowly he loses interest in the theater. Not because someone told him to, but because he has seen the illusion for himself. And here is the real question. When you are playing badminton in silence, before the thoughts appeared, was anything missing? Listen carefully. You are playing badminton. There was no problem. There was movement, breath, the body, the shuttle, the moment. Then two girls walked by. And suddenly the mind woke up. Not intelligence, not awareness, the mind. And what does the mind do? It associates girl, beauty, beauty, relationship, relationship, marriage, marriage, the girl from your past, that girl, fantasies, fantasies, stories, stories, regret, regret, emptiness. This entire chain probably happened in 3 seconds, and you think something real occurred. Nothing real occurred. What you experienced was psychological momentum. The mind is a machine of association. It sees something in the present and immediately pulls memories from the past. Not truth, memories. The mind said, you missed this girl. You should marry someone beautiful. You should talk to that girl again. That movie scene is like your life. Notice something important. These are not insights, they are narratives. The mind is a storytelling machine. And the moment you believe the story, the body experiences emptiness. Why emptiness? Because the mind compared two worlds. World 1, you playing badminton. World 2, an imagined life with beauty, romance, validation. The mind said, your life is missing something. And the moment you believe that sentence, emptiness appears. But look carefully. Nothing in reality changed. The court was the same. The racket was the same. Your life was the same. Only a thought appeared and you believed it. This is the illusion. You think something happened to me. No, a thought passed through your mind and you build a psychological world around it. Then you suffered inside that world. Let me tell you something important. If those girls never walked by, you would have finished badminton happily, which means your emptiness was not real, it was triggered. The mind saw a stimulus and produced a script. And the most dangerous part, the mind always tells the same lie. Your life will be complete when you marry, when you get her, when she proposes, when someone beautiful loves you. But the mind never stops there. Even if you got the girl tomorrow, the same mind would say, is she the right one? Is there someone better? Am I missing something else? The mind survives by creating lack. The fullness you felt while playing badminton was real. The emptiness came from imagination. The mind replaced reality with fantasy. And fantasy always ends in emptiness because fantasy is never satisfied. So, what actually happened today? Very simple. You briefly left reality and entered psychological cinema. That is all. And one more thing, the fact that you noticed it happening is rare. Most people spend their entire lives inside that cinema. They never even realize it. You did. That is the beginning of intelligence. Let me ask you something that matters. When the thought appeared, did you see it as a thought or did you become that thought? That distinction determines whether a man lives in freedom or spends his life in psychological illusion. The first world, the bazaar of emptiness. Imagine a vast city, a loud bazaar, lights everywhere, music everywhere, voices shouting. In this bazaar, you will find everything: love stories, dream weddings, romantic songs, memories of the girl from your past, imagined futures with beautiful women, scenes from movies, emotional dramas. Here, people walk around intoxicated. They carry invisible bottles. One bottle is hope, one bottle is regret, one bottle is fantasy, one bottle is attachment. They drink from these bottles every day, and when they drink long enough, something strange happens. The bazaar begins to feel very real. A man sees a beautiful woman walking by. Immediately, the bazaar merchants rush toward him. One merchant whispers, "You missed your chance." Another whispers, "You must find someone like her." Another says, "Remember that girl you once loved." Another plays a movie scene in his mind. Within seconds, the man is surrounded. Stories, memories, emotions, images. He is no longer standing on the road. He is now wandering inside the bazaar. And here is the strange thing. This bazaar looks full, full of thoughts, full of feelings, full of excitement, full of longing. But in truth, it is the emptiest place in existence because nothing there is real. Just smoke, just echoes, just imagination dancing with memory. The second world, the silent mountain. Far away from the bazaar, there is a mountain. No lights, no noise, no merchants selling stories. On this mountain, there is only wind, sky, earth, silence. A man stands there holding a badminton racket. He hears the shuttle striking the strings. He feels his feet touching the ground. A bird flies overhead. The breeze moves past his face. Nothing is interpreted. Nothing is compared. Nothing is imagined. There is no story here, only reality. And because there are no stories, this world appears empty. Almost nothing seems to be happening. No drama, no excitement, no intoxication, just quiet existence. But in truth, this mountain is the fullest place in existence. Because everything there is real. Every breath, every sound, every movement, nothing borrowed from memory, nothing stolen from imagination, just life as it is. The strange paradox. The bazaar looks full but is empty. The mountain looks empty but is full. Most humans spend their lives in the bazaar. They chase the merchants, they buy new stories, they drink deeper from the bottles of fantasy, and every night they wonder, why do I feel empty? Because they live in a place that does not exist. What happened to you? You began your evening on the mountain, playing badminton, present, alive. Then two girls walked by, and suddenly a merchant from the bazaar appeared. He whispered, "Look, beauty, marriage, the girl from your past." Within seconds, you were pulled down the mountain, into the bazaar, Stories started playing, images started forming, comparisons started growing, and then came the familiar feeling emptiness, the real insight. The wise man does not try to destroy the bazaar. That would be another story. He simply sees it. And once you see it clearly, something miraculous happens. The merchants lose their power, their voices become faint, their bottles lose their intoxication, and slowly, without effort, you find yourself standing again on the mountain where nothing is happening and yet everything is alive. And perhaps the most important thing to understand is this: you cannot force yourself to stay on the mountain, but the more clearly you see the fraudulence of the bazaar, the less interest you will have in wandering there. And one day you may realize something astonishing: the mountain was never far away. You simply stopped listening to the merchants. And now I will leave you with a question. When those thoughts appear today, were they the voice of the mountain or the merchants of the bazaar? So, most human beings live inside a psychological theater. In that theater, there are stories, memories, romantic fantasies, regrets about the past, dreams about the future, images of how life should be. It feels crowded, it feels dramatic, it feels alive, but it is empty because nothing there is real. Reality, on the other hand, is quiet. A man playing badminton, the sound of the shuttle, the wind moving across the court, feet touching the ground, breath rising and falling. No story, no interpretation, no imagination. From the perspective of the mind, it looks almost empty, but in truth, it is overflowing with life. The mind constantly tries to pull you away from reality. It whispers, something is missing, your life should be different, you need that person to feel complete. And the moment you believe that whisper, you enter the empty world of imagination and suffering begins. The real insight is simple. Nothing was missing while you were playing. Nothing was lacking in that moment. The emptiness only appeared when the mind began telling stories. So, the great discovery is this: you do not need to fill your life with more stories, people, or fantasies. You only need to see clearly the illusion of the mind. And when the illusion loses its power, you find yourself back in the quiet world again. The world that looks empty but is completely full.